What up, Crep Nation? Shout out to YouTube. Hey, you got the Sarge here in the backyard on a Saturday night. About to give you guys a little trip update off the casino run I made to Shreveport. Let's see, went down there Wednesday, Thursday, came back yesterday, Friday, and just I know I went radio silent for a minute. You guys didn't hear from me. Phone died and all that stuff, and you know, just trying to get back here and get caught up. So hey, before I begin, first thing, hey, just got my check the mail, got my Crap Nation chip. Hey, that's a beauty. Shout out to Full Press, man. Appreciate it, brother. Love my Crap Nation chip, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you do, bro. Yeah, that's a beauty. That is a beauty. Love that. I gotta start a little chip rack like David got. The same bet. Got a nice chip rack there with all his chips in it. Beauty. But hey, okay, so down to business. This trip report. So got down to Shreveport Wednesday. Checked in, all that good stuff. Usual. Hey, the room was comp, which is a beauty. Food, everything was paid for. We had enough comps and tips on our card to pay for everything. So that was great. Went out there, got on the floor. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, it just wasn't in the cards, man. No matter, once I picked those dice up the first time, every time I touched the dice, I would 7 out. Okay, this was day one. I would 7 out, and we were staying at Samstown, so I was on the 12-foot table. This was a 12-foot table. I keep saying bouncy surface, but it's really more like a semi-bouncy surface. And I, started off throwing low, trying to keep the dice low and dropping them about 10 to 6 inches from the back wall, sometime a little closer. No matter what I do, the dice just would not stay on axis. I was using my 6323. I was ended up with a lot of I was just 7 out. It was PSOs constantly. I changed the set, went to the hardway set 5454. Again, same results. Then nobody was on the plate, nobody was on the table earlier, so it was just myself and maybe about 2 or 3 other guys, and so it wasn't bad. And later on, it started getting crowded, so a lot of landmines started ending up on the other end of the table. People started putting in those chips down there, and it didn't matter for me. I was just throwing like shit, guys. Bottom line, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, man. So we went next door to El Dorado, which is where we normally stayed at. Got a nice 14-foot hard surface table, which is what I like. And got over there thinking that my luck was changed. Again, nothing didn't change. Same results. I was shooting from my stick right 3. And guys, I just kept on PSO'd. Okay? Every time I would come out, set the point, and 7 out on the next roll. I just couldn't understand what was going on. So and it went that way for the whole night. I think by the time I posted up something on the in the Crap Nation chat room to let you guys know how I was doing, and I was down 500 at the time. And then later on that evening, I called up George. I called up George and Skyped with him, and got a nice got a nice pep talk. Got some good mentoring and coaching from George, and I really appreciate it, bro. I needed that at that time. Okay, and that got me back focused, because by that time it was later on in the evening. I was about to go to bed, and I decided, you know what? By that time, I was down $500 plus, and I decided just before I go to bed, the wife had already went upstairs, so I decided, let me just go back to the table one more time and get some shooting practice in. So I walked up to the table. I just got off Skyping with George from CY, and I decided, you know what, let me just go back there and try some get some practice in. So I put. By this time, let's see, there was maybe no, there was two guys on the table, two or three guys, and I put $5 down. Dice came around to me fairly quick, and I started, throwing, using a nice high release instead of a low release. I just went with a high release, and after the first 5 rolls, I realized, hey, my dice were staying on axis. They were doing exactly what I told them to do, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling this shit. So that $5 I took, and I had like another, I think I had $20 in my pocket. I decided, let me go ahead and bet the 8 and 5, $10 8, $10 5, just for the hell of it. And before you know it, I was hitting the 8, 5. I just took and parlayed that $20 and had all the numbers covered, and kept on throwing, hitting. The point was like 6 or something. I hit the point. Okay, dice came back. Then funny thing, this is no shit, man. So there was this guy. He had a shitload of black chips. I think earlier I was playing with him, and he had already won the. He hit the ATS, I think maybe once or twice. When I walked up the table, he had just hit the all. So he had a shitload of black chips and everything. So I was like, okay, wow, So anyhow, that was early in the evening. Now later on, after everything died down, he's playing the dark side. Okay, he's don'ting the hell out of everybody. So, by this time I got my roll. I got my roll locked in. I'm pre-dialed in. I looked down there, and I shit you not, he had a stack of blacks out there. Okay, he had a stacks of black out there. I'm gonna put a conservative estimate on it. It was about $1,000. It was really more than 1,000, cause it was 10 black chips with like a couple of green. It's more like 1,200, 1,250. Well, like I said, I had just hit the point. The point was 6. My next roll, the point was 10. Dude took and he put his stack of blacks out there on that don't, man. I said, yeah, give me a hot 10. Set them dice to the 2V set. Let them roll. Wouldn't you know, like clockwork, baby. Pow! Hot 10. Woo! Let me tell you, you could have bought the guy for a nickel, okay? He was, this. Yeah, one of those reactions came from him. And I was just loving it. I was just loving it. I mean, I hated to rain on his parade, but let it be a lesson. Don't me. Don't fucking don't me. I take that shit personal sometime. And the long arm of the law came out and ripped that $1,000 plus he had out there. And then came out next time, and the point was like a 6. I wasn't even paying attention to him. So after that, and I went ahead and rolled a couple more times, and then I 7'd out, okay? And after I 7'd out, I realized, oh, he was don'ting me again. I didn't realize that. Had I known that shit, I would have bust that ass one more time, or at least tried to. And hell, all that being said and done, I took $20 that night and parlayed it in when I colored up after that roll, because like I said, this was just practice before I took my ass up to the room to bed that night. I just decided, put $5 down and practice on that. But like I said, the roll was going so good. When I was said and done, I had about a 2021 roll, and I colored up to the tune of $220. So there you go. I turned that parlay that 20 into $200, just like that. That was great. So that took and kind of put me back in the game. Went to sleep that night feeling good with a game plan. I think I had Skype with George. I think that's when I called George up and told him exactly what had happened, and he was laughing his ass off. He got a kick out of that. So The next day when I came downstairs, now this is day two, I decided, okay, let me go ahead and start small and try to get dialed in on the 12-foot table over at Sam's. And man, here we go again. Same shit came back to haunt me, bite me in the ass. PSO came out. I started using the high release like I did earlier the night before when I had that nice 20 plus roll. No matter what I did, it was PSO City, just straight 7 out, 7 out, 7 out. And after a while I got frustrated and I was like, okay, let me try to plus my bet up and just, something's gonna change. Wrong answer. If anything, I probably should have took my bet down even lower. And by the time we left to go over to walk back over to El Dorado, I was down $1,000. Okay, I was down $1,000. This was day two. Total bankroll, I forgot to say, total bankroll when I got down there was $2K. Okay, that's my normal bankroll. It'd be $1,000 for day one, $1,000 for day two. Hopefully I don't go through it, but if I do, you know what? That's what I'm willing to lose. Okay, so I can live with that. So anyhow, we went back over to walk back next door to El Dorado. It was a Thursday night, therefore we normally not down there on a Thursday night. We normally go down there either Sunday, Monday, come back on a Tuesday, or Monday, Tuesday, come back on a Wednesday. Here it is a Thursday. We go down there Wednesday, Thursday, come back on a Friday. So Thursday night, we was like, wow, this place is packed. I looked over the crap table. Ain't no way in hell I could get in the crap table. No way. There was like people in line, just two ring around the crap table. So if somebody slipped out, somebody was immediately slipping. I was like, tell you what, I'll just go play. I said, let me go play blackjack. Blackjack plus 3. Blackjack plus 3 card poker. And I went over there and did fairly decent. I think when I colored up to the tune of maybe $500. Yeah, bought him for 100, colored up for 550, almost 600. So break the old lady off some change, all that stuff. Then it was about time to call it a night. By now it's like 12:30, going up on 1 o'clock, and we got this long 4-hour drive to get back down here to Central Texas in Killeen, and it's like, so we decided let's walk back over to Samstown. We walked back over there, walked in. I forgot a part of the story. Earlier that night, there was 2 ladies that was on the 14-foot craft table over at Sam's. Now, when they open up the 14-foot table, that they normally have it as a $10 table. So I had got on there and was shooting with them. But again, like I said, my shot had went to shit. So about that time, that's when I decided, you know what? Let me, since stick right 3 isn't working, I'm gonna start end shotting. Okay? So since it was just the 3 of us on the table, I went down to the opposite end from the ladies and I started end shotting. Now, let me tell you, y'all probably haven't seen me post any video of me end shotting in quite a while, and hell, it's been almost 2, probably 3 months since I actually took up the dice and shot them from the end. And I was thinking to myself, hell, do I remember how to do this? Can I do this? And I was like, let's go for it. So it was really more for end shot, control random, because however the dice came up to me, that's how I was sending back down the table. When I started doing that, I noticed everything started changing, because I started ending up with rolls of 10, 15, a couple rolls of 20. So me and those 3 ladies played on that table, and of course, every time the dice came around, I was betting 5-5-5, okay, and I hit it once. I hit either the tall or the small several times, and so did the other ladies out there. So we know it's just a matter of time before one of us was gonna hit the all. So, like I said, I had left there and we went over to El Dorado. Couldn't get in the table at El Dorado. Went, played my 3-card yeah, blackjack plus 3-card poker, what they call 21 plus 3, and cashed in for about 500. So when we came back over, like I said, through all the ups and downs and everything, I was down to about my last 500 bucks. Really, I'm 1,500 in the hole at this point. Okay, just out of my whole bankroll, I'm down to 1,500. This just like, hey, you know what? I'm just in it for the love of the game right now, because I'm here. I'm gonna have fun, and I'm willing. 2K is my bankroll, and that's what I know. It's a big hit, but that's what I was willing to go down. Anyhow, so got back over there. Out of the 2 ladies that was on the table, only one was left. Now, the one lady that was left, she had nothing but stacks of black chip in front of her, a couple, maybe two stacks of black in front of her. And as I was walking in, one of the dealers said, "Hey man, as soon as you walked out to go next door, that lady hit the all." I was like, "Damn." He's like, "Yep, you missed it. Just as I left the table, she hit the all." So that's why she had all those black chips in front of her. I was like, "Okay." So now I go back to the table. It's just me and this lady on the table. Okay. Let me tell you about this lady a little. Okay. This lady is doing this thing. This is her role, okay? She does the flip. She would take the dice, look back there, and just flip them over her shoulder, ever so smooth, so casually, and them dice would hit once, bounce down, hit off the alligators, come back and rest. And let me tell you, just as I had walked back up to the table and got on the table with her, I went 64 old school. I bought it for 200. Figure worst case scenario, I'm gonna keep this 3 in my pocket and go home with 300 bucks in my pocket out of 1,500. So basically, I was willing to take about a $1,700 loss at that point. Okay, so I bought it for 2. Went 64 old school. This lady went on a roll. Okay, doing her flip over her shoulder. Boop, boop. It was poetry in motion. It was a beautiful thing to see. She rolled 32 times before she 7'd out. By that time, I had already pressed my 64 old school up to where everything was quarters and just ridiculous. Okay, and so by the time she got finished, I'm gonna say, conservatively speaking, I probably had pulled in out of the 200. I probably had about maybe 400, or somewhere around there. Then the dice came to me. So at first I was gonna go back to stick right 3, but since just me and her on the table, and she was shooting from stick right 2, I was like, I don't want to crowd her and be right next to her. Let me go back to end shotting. So I went down to the end. So she's at stick right 2. I'm on the end. Just the 2 of us on a 14-foot table. And I started, as the dice came up, I wasn't even setting them. Like I said, control random. I would just take the dice up, get them in my hand, a nice grip, and set them down the table, pop, and they would die nicely. And of course I had my 555 out there. I made the small, okay? Before I could make the tall, I 7'd out. But I had a roll of about 22. Then the dice went back to her. She had a roll of 15. The dice came back to me. I had a roll of 15. The dice went back to her. She had a roll of 20. The dice came back to me. It just went back and forth between us. We was having these long, monster roll. Every once in a blue moon, we would 7 out. Like I said, this is 12:30 in the morning. Me and my wife got to drive back down to a 4-hour drive ahead of us. So by this time, my chip rack is growing nicely. That 200 bucks that I started off with is now plussed up, sitting close to about 700-800 bucks. And but me and her going back, and I was talking to her. It came a point during the night where she had everything out there. She had already made the small. No, she had already made the tall, and she needed a 6 to make the all. Okay, and of course I'm up there 555. I'm like, and she's like, she's like, hey man, you believe you can make a 6? I'll give up my roll and give the dice to you. I told her, I said, no, you got this. You got this. I know you can do it. Come on, man. I say you got this. And because first off, it would have been nice. I probably could have hit this, but I was like, I don't want to mess up her roll, okay? And her flip, her little flip was working perfect. I was like, come on, you can do this, man. You got this in you. Wouldn't you know? 2 more rolls later, pow! She hit the 6. That was it. That was it. That literally put me back in the black. Okay. So again, that collected $12.50 on that roll. She went on to roll some more. I went on to roll some more. I think I hit the small again. I never made them all. But I say all that to say this. Stick right 3 wasn't working. Okay. But because I was able to reach in my toolbox and dig deep down and go back to my old school end shotting, I was able to get back in the game, and again had a good shooter with me. Worst case scenario, if she didn't hit the all, I probably would have still looked like I would have made about $800 back. But she hit the all. So when I call it up, right after she hit the all, the dice came back to me a couple more times. My wife was sitting over there at the slot machine about to fall asleep. I was like, hey, look, guys, we got a long drive, got to call up. So call it up to the tune of 1995 or something like that. I turned to the pit boss. I said, hey, tell you what, I'll take the 19. Y'all can take the rest. Man, they were happy. Oh, and did I mention when the lady hit the all, again, I always take and anytime I'm shooting, I always put the dealers up for 111. Okay? So, on top of that, not only did they get paid, well, since it was just me and her, I always put them up for the 111. Okay? And so they collected another 235 in tips off that 111 when she hit the all, And I'm gonna tell you, it was funny though. What we was doing was more rhythm rolling. Cause I'm gonna tell you, this is something that what was taking place. Okay, as the dice came to me, as they pushed the dice over to me. However the dice came over, I would look at them. Long as it wasn't a 7 showing, I was like, yeah, looks like a good set. Take, get a nice grip on them, and just set them down the table, okay, from the end, my end shot. And like I said, I was having these long rolls, and as soon as the dice get down there, they would take and quickly pay out and put the dice right back in front of you. They was doing it so quick, it was like automatic, okay? And then the pit boss was like, come on. Me and the pit boss was on a first name basis by then. She's like, come on, Melvin, and wanted me to hit the tall or the small or whatever, and which, like I said, just about every time I touched the dice that night, 3 out of 4 times, that last time around, I was hitting either the small or the tall. I never made the all. That lady made the all and put us back in the game, okay? And but like I said, it was more rhythm rolling, okay? What we was doing was more rhythm rolling, because even when the lady was doing her flip, as soon as she did her flip, long as it wasn't a 7, they would say 6, easy 6, boom, and they would pay out real quick, and then they would have the dice right there. And then she would just take them up and send them down the table. So it got you in a rhythm. And like I said, it was just the 2 of us on the table. It's the damnedest thing I ever seen. And I started paying attention to when the stick man would send the dice out. Almost looked like they was setting the dice, preset the dice for whatever the point needed to be. And I was like, okay, yep, looks like a good set. I'm going with it. Take and boom, set them down the table. And man, and let me tell you, when we walked into Sam's that night at 12:30, just before we got on the table, I was down 1,500. Okay, I was ready to, you know, take my lumps and call it a day. Shit happens. Someday you can't win them all. It'll be like that. But when we got out there on that table and we started rolling, and basically I turned a $1,500 loss into what ended up being a $200 gain. Okay, because when I accounted for my, like I said, the initial bankroll was 2K, and it was funny. Let me tell you a little. When I colored up, the pit boss, when they paid out the on the all, I had all these black chips in front of me and stuff. The wife came over. She like, wow, what's going on? I was like, yeah, we just got. She like, damn, you got some black chips. So when I got ready to color it up, I just took I took everything and put them out there on the table. Said, hey, color me up. The lady that she was still shooting. She didn't want me to go. She like, come on, man, come on, you can stay long. I was like, nah, me and the wife got to make that drive. But anyhow, after she colored me up, after the pit boss colored me up, I had like maybe about three. Yeah, I had 4 blacks. I only had 4 black chip in my hand and 3 purple. I meant to take a picture of them to post for you guys. I totally forgot. And but anyhow, my wife looked at it. She like, hey, they ripping you off after all your black chips. I'm like, hey, see those purple chips? Those are $500 chips. She's like, oh. I said, yeah. See, we got 400. We still got 400 here in blacks and everything else. And I put one in the hand. She's like, oh, this was the 500. So, yeah, of course, one after I got through coloring up the 1900, I went back and said, hey, go your purple chip. Put 500 in the old lady hand. And hey, guys, that's about how that trip went. So when all was said and done, when I sat down and accounted for everything, I ended up walking away up $200. Okay, $200. I put 500 in the old lady hand and came back. But it turned out to be a good trip at the last minute. Okay, but I was down 1,500, and look, you guys know when you're down, period, any money, it doesn't feel good. Being down 1,500, like I said, I knew what my bankroll was, what I was willing to spend, but 1,500 was a little hit, but still, bottom line is I was coming home with $500 in my pocket, and I was, okay with that. But at the last minute, was able to turn it around. Like I said, I had to reach into my toolbox, go to end shotting. It got me back in the game, and that lady, well, hell, she just put me over the top. But like I said, man, and she hated to see me go, cause between me and her, it was just the two of us on a 14-foot table with the dealers just feeding us the dice constantly, and that lady was just doing her little flip over her shoulder. She would just take the dice, set them, look back, doop, over her shoulder. The coolest, damnedest thing you ever see, man. So, but hey, I just wanted to give you guys that update. I'm sure that guy that lost that $1,000 plus on that don't is probably still pissed off. He was not a happy camper when that shit happened. But like I said, don't me, man. Don't dare me. You dare me? Yep. I'm gonna accept that double dare. I'm like little Ralphie. Yep. He stuck his tongue out and got it stuck. Okay, you guys. Let me stop. I'm digressing into Christmas story. You guys know Ralphie. You don't back down from a double dog dare, and that's what it's like when you gonna dump me like that shit to the tune of $1,000. Oh, I busted that ass on that. So, but hey guys, just want to give you an update. This was been a Sarge here on a Saturday night with a trip report, and hopefully hopefully I can go down there and do better next time. Again, hate digging myself out the hole, but bottom line is walked away up 200. Okay, up 200 after all that shit. Wow. But it was fun. It was hella fun. Okay, me and the wife had a blast. That's all that matters, man. Hey, All right, guys. It's been the Sarge in the backyard on a Saturday night. Sarge out.